is part 5 of our Easter story. And if you remember yesterday, the soldiers were making fun of Jesus. I'll read the last little part of the story. They beat him over the head with a stick. They spat on him and fell on their knees and bowed down to him. Remember, they were making fun of him. When they had finished making fun of him, they took off the purple robe and put his old clothes back on him. And then they led him out to crucify him. On the way, they met a man named Simon, who was coming into the city from the country, and the soldiers forced him to carry Jesus' cross. Simon was from Cyrene and was the father of Alexander and Rufus. Remember, I told you that this is right out of the Bible. They took Jesus to a place called Golgotha, which means the place of the skull. There they tried to give him wine mixed with a drug called myrrh, but Jesus would not drink it. Then they crucified him and divided his clothes among themselves, throwing dice to see who would get which piece of clothing. It was 9 o'clock in the morning, and when they crucified him, the notice of the accusation against him said, "The King of the Jews." They also crucified 2 bandits with Jesus, one on his right and one on his left. People passing by shook their heads and hurled insults at Jesus. "Aha! You were going to tear down the temple and build it back up in 3 days," they yelled. "Now come down from the cross and save yourself." In the same way, the chief priest and the teachers of the law made fun of Jesus, saying to one another, "He saved others, but he cannot save himself. Let us see this Messiah, the King of Israel, come down from the cross, and then we will believe in him." And the 2 who were crucified with Jesus insulted him also. This next part is the death of Jesus. At noon, the whole country was covered with darkness, which lasted for 3 hours. At 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Jesus cried out with a loud shout, "Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani," can't say it, which means, my God, why did you abandon me?" Some of the people there heard him and said, "Listen, he's calling for Elijah." One of them ran up with a sponge and soaked it in wine and put it at the end of a stick, and then they held it up to Jesus' lips and said, "Wait, let us see if Elijah is coming to bring him down from the cross." And with a very loud cry, Jesus died. And my book has a picture of Jesus on the cross. The curtain hanging in the temple was torn in 2 from top to bottom. The army officer who was standing there in front of the cross saw how Jesus had died. "This man is really the Son of God," he said. Some women were there looking on from a distance. Among them were Mary Magdalene, Mary, the mother of the younger James and of Joseph, and Salome. They had followed Jesus while he was in Galilee and had helped him. Many other women who had come to Jerusalem were there with him also. The next one will be about Jesus' burial. I'll see you next time.